guys, we are here at Jotech Motorsports and we got our crankshaft back from the machine shop, and as you can see, it is painted red kind of all over, like on the sides, and Seth is going to explain to us what that means.
So the machine shop inspected this crankshaft and they found micro fractures towards the back end of the crankshaft, so we're going to go ahead and condemn this crankshaft. We're no longer going to run it. It could still be used, however, it's going to be a matter of time before these fractures actually get bigger, and eventually we'll split this crankshaft.
Okay, so we don't want the crankshaft to split, so this is going to be essentially like a big paperweight now. Okay, so how does this crankshaft compare to just like a regular stock crankshaft?
So the factory crankshafts are cast units, and this is a forged unit. So basically the process with this is, as they're making these, they basically crush the metal down into a denser, heavier metal, versus the factory one is basically just poured into a mold. So that makes the metal a lot stronger and it's a lot less porous.
Okay.
So with the porous cast units, they'll have a tendency to crack easier.
And forged, right?
These are forged.
So these are forged, which makes it more beefy. Yeah. So we also got the pistons and rods that you inspected. And what's the condition of this, like after like 2 years of running it like crazy?
So one thing to notice is the bearings are pretty nice. They still have all of their coating. There's no real scratches on it. So our oiling system has been doing really well. Our regular oil changes have definitely worked.
Okay.
The connecting rods themselves are in perfect usable condition. We will be reusing this with the rebuild. However, on the pistons, there is a little bit of scoring on the skirts, and we're going to go ahead and condemn those as well. They could still probably be used, but you know, since we're competing with this car, we always want things at their peak potential, so we're going to go ahead and replace those.
Because if it's scored, that means it could break, right?
Well, so the scoring will get worse and it'll start damaging the block, so we don't want that.
Okay, so we can just give this away then, right?
We can give the pistons away, sure.
Yeah, so comment below if you guys want this piston from the old lunatic block, and we can just give it to you. Winner, winner. And so that'd be cool. Yeah, so we can give that away. Tell us too, why do we need these upgraded pistons and rods compared to the regular ones that come with the stock block?
So the factory connecting rod is about half the thickness. So that
half?
Yeah, it's pretty small.
Wow.
So the factory connecting rod will break at around 700 foot-pounds of torque. We're making in excess of 1,200 foot-pounds. So
1,200.
Yeah, so if we were to run stock connecting rods, they would just basically bend and break instantly.
Okay.
So that's why we need these big beefy rods.
Beefy.
So as for the pistons, these pistons are forged as well. The factory pistons are
forged and beefy.
You know, I have to double check. I don't remember if the factory pistons are forged or cast, but most likely they are not as strong as these pistons. The other thing is, as you get aftermarket pistons, they tend to lower the rings a little bit lower, so if you have any kind of detonation in the cylinder, the rings are more shielded because they're deeper down the piston. So that's another reason why we do these. Also, these pistons will have a larger wrist pin that connects it to the connecting rod, and that, you know, the factory wrist pins are pretty small, so these are much larger units.
And at what point, like how much horsepower should we start thinking about changing these pistons? Like, is it like at 600 horsepower we should be like, okay, upgrade your pistons?
Yeah,
on 1,000.
On a factory car, factory engine, you really don't want to exceed 650 foot-pounds of torque. So pretty much, if you're upgrading your turbos, for the most part, you're going to start building the engine right away if you want any kind of significant power. You can make more power, but you'd have to manage the torque. So 650 torque on a stock rod, that's all you can take, whereas this 1,200 foot-pounds, not a problem.
Okay, so at that 600 mark, you guys got to upgrade those pistons. So that's what we found out from the crankshaft and pistons, and we are going to be rebuilding our engine and building a new engine too. So thanks for watching. So stay hopeful, stay motivated, stay strong, and don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we will see you guys next time. Bye. Bah.